I have taken the horizontal projections and vertical projections and I have done the naming accordingly. So just like this, so from where A to A dash, so we'll get the point A dash because it is my front view. So now let us see how to draw the final step. So first and foremost thing, so once after doing the namings, the next step is, so as you did in the second position top view, we have to draw all the boundary lines as thick continuous lines. So the same procedure has to be applied here also. So how to identify is, so first I'll place the scale between the two corners, that is A and E I'll consider. So we are having the bond between A and E, so hence I can place the scale between those two corners. So if I place the scale between those two corners, so I can say that, so with respect to this AE, I am getting all the remaining corners on the same side of the scale. So then hence this line will become my boundary line. So this should be drawn as thick continuous line. So next boundary line is this slant edge AO. If I place the scale between A to O, all the remaining lines we are getting it on the same side of the scale. So hence this is also the boundary line. All the boundary lines has to be drawn with thick continuous lines. So if I join all these boundary edges, it forms a closed loop. So from again C to D, so this is my boundary edge, or that is visible to you, and finally D dash to E dash, that is D to E, that is also visible to you, and if I join the line from D to E, it forms a closed loop. So once after doing this much, so what we need to do is, we have to see the top view figure now in the third position. So this is the observer. So to this observer, so I have placed the apex point nearer to the XY line. This apex point is not visible to the observer. So what will be visible to the observer? The base of the pyramid will be visible. So the base means this pentagonal face is visible to him. So that is visible in the front view. So hence that should be drawn as thick continuous line in the front view. So let me complete that pentagon now. So that should be drawn as thick continuous line because that face is visible to you. So now you take the distance, place the scale between A dash to B dash, and the fifth edge of the pentagon is B dash to C dash. So those two lines were missing, so I drew them as visible lines because the complete base is visible to you. So once after doing this, so we need to identify the hidden lines, so hidden edges. How to identify is, the two procedures I'll follow. Two procedures, I'll explain both the methods. So whichever is easy to you may consider that. So now we are having the pentagon. So this is first method. So from each corner of the pentagon, we must have three lines. So if you observe this corner A dash, so we are having three lines already. A to B is there, A to E is there, and A to O is there according to the naming chart what we have considered. So now if you consider point C, again we are having three edges, the condition will get satisfied. But if you consider B, D and E, we are having only two edges passing through it. The third edge is, the slanting edge is missing from all those three corners. So now if I try to draw the slant edge from E dash to O dash, okay, if this slant edge will pass inside the pentagon, inside this pentagonal surface, pentagonal face. So if the line is passing inside the pentagonal face, so that line should be drawn as the dotted line. That is not visible to you because it is lying behind this surface. Okay, so hence that is not visible to you. So likewise, so if I draw a line from D dash to O dash, that is also passing inside the pentagonal surface, so that should be again drawn as the hidden line because it lies behind that. Okay, and finally if you consider B to O, so it is not going anywhere inside the pentagon, it is just passing outside the pentagon. So that